The 8A application process. The 8A application process is confusing, complicated, and for many it is hard to figure out even where to start. So in this video, I'm going to cover how to go about applying and being accepted into the Small Business Administration's 8A Business Development Program, Getting 8A Certified. Once you have decided you want to participate in the program, you'll have to follow a 12-step process that I'm going to take you through and give you a time frame for. 1. You need to get your firm a Dun & Bradstreet number. You can do this online, and if your company is well established, they will already have you in their system, and you just need to discover your number. Or a new one can be created, which can take up to a week. I have a separate video on how to do this. 2. You need to register your firm on the System for Acquisition Management, SAM. This is done at sam.gov and can generally be done in a day. I have a separate video on this as well. 3. Next, you will want to register on the Dynamic Small Business site of the SBA. This can be done in an hour or so, and I also have a separate video on this. 4. You will then create a General Login Service, GLS account, on the SBA's website and go in and add the 8A certification to your profile. This is where you will complete the online portion of the application process. As you complete the forms online, some additional forms will appear and they must all be completed before you can submit. This can be done in a day and finalized once the next step is completed. 5. This step is the heart of the application and where most applications fail: compiling the supporting documentation. When you completed entering the application on the GLS, you will receive a checklist of supporting documents to submit with the application. This checklist is long and unfortunately is not complete, as it leaves off things like copies of your invoices and contracts. This step will generally take a month or more to complete and has hundreds of pitfalls. Every document that you present will be read by the SBA and is another reason for them to deny your application. 6. Next, you will print off your online GLS portion of your application, put it with your documentation, notarize and sign it where needed, and mail your box. The application will be about 500 pages to either the San Francisco office or the King of Prussia office of the SBA, as indicated on the GLS documentation. This will take less than a day. 7. Once the SBA receives your box, they will review it for completeness. This will take them about 2 weeks. They will send you an email with some questions about your documentation and request for more documentation. In most cases, 70% of the applications. Rather than processing your application and sending you the email with questions, they will return the application to you without doing anything, as they deem it to be substantially incomplete for processing. In this case, they will give you a letter with your return package with a listing of the missing documents and questions on the documents that were provided. You will have to address the issues, update your GLS, and remail your application. If this happens to you, it'll delay you about a month. 8. Now you have the email from the SBA with a dozen or so questions that you need to respond to. These questions are critical to the success of your application. Many of them will be basic in nature, and those are easy. However, some of them will be set up to deny your application, so be sure to read these very carefully and understand the reasoning behind every question or request. 9. Now you have responded to their questions, maybe even 2 or 3 times, and you have received an email saying your application has been moved to phase 2 of processing. This is time for the SBA to do their processing and for the IRS and FBI to provide information to the SBA on your application. This step generally takes 2.5 months. 10. You may get an email from the SBA at this point asking 2 or so clarification questions. or for an updated financial statement. They will only give you 3 or 4, 5 days to respond to this request. If you get this email, it is a very good sign that you are about to be certified, as they do not bother clarifying issues on an application they are about to deny. 11. You will then get your denial or acceptance email. If you are accepted, you will be given the name of a local SBA office to contact for an intake meeting. They will usually be scheduling this meeting 2 or 3 weeks out. 12. Finally, you will go to the meeting and meet your new business specialist, and he or she will advise you that they need for you to have an 8A business plan. This business plan is in a specific format he or she will give you. It generally takes several weeks to write this business plan and review it with your specialist. Once your business plan is approved by your specialist, you can start contracting using your 8A certification. Good luck with your application process, and be sure to watch some of my other videos on the different steps I've just covered. Remember, be thorough and accurate in all your communications with the SBA. Thanks for watching. To further evaluate you and your firm's potential application, you can go to our website and use our pre-qualification tool, or give us a call. In about 10 minutes, we can give you a good assessment of your application.